So here's my 1995 Hoover Turbopower 1 U1100. So, as many people will know, if they've been subscribed for a while, I have been meaning to do this for a good month at least, so a while actually, because I got this back in late May. So, oh well, the video's here. So I do luckily have the toolkit for it, albeit the box is battered, but oh well. So, I will work from the bottom as usual, just move that out of the way. Work from the bottom upwards again, as always. So, these were first introduced in 1983. I don't know the month, but that's when they were introduced, and they ran up until 1986, and the U1200 replaced it. So this was the bottom of the line model at the time, and the first, well, ran alongside 3, but I can't remember the model numbers. This was the bottom of the line, being a soft bag, and obviously no headlight. So this colour scheme, Hoover call it mink and pale mink. So lovely colour, to be honest. So I'll get on to up here in a minute, as I say. So there is a few scratches, unfortunately, that I couldn't remove. Now, just in case anybody hasn't read the original vacuum lamp thread I did, well, what do I mean the original? I've only done one about it. I'll put it in the description if anyone's interested. I got this from the same gentleman. I got my U2332 off, and I paid, how much did I pay for this? £35, that's including postage, which was £10. So unfortunately a few pieces aren't original on this, such as the brush roll and the fan and the bearings, obviously. So oh well, it runs really nice as well, so I'm happy about that. Anywho, so you got your nice Hoover logo in kind of like a maroony colour in real life, well, in person, but it doesn't really, that's about the colour it is in life, in person, sorry, there. Made in Britain. You have your 4-position height right control, so very short, like kind of commercial carpet like this, but I always leave it on the second. Second, which is your recommended setting for short pile to medium. Medium pile and shag pile carpet. But I'll leave it on the second for most of the floors. You have your nice Turbopower Junior there. The Royal Appointment, because obviously like on the hard box models it would be on here, but obviously with it being soft bag it has to be relocated here. By appointment to Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth... Again, well, my words modelled up. Start that again. By appointment to Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, manufacturers of vacuum cleaners and laundry equipment, Hoover Place, Greenford, Middle Essex. So, obviously that's different from the later royal appointments, where it was changed to Merthyr Tydfil, but if you've seen it, you'll know what I mean. So, round to the side, we have your rubber bumper, which runs all the way here. For some reason, it's coming out a bit lighter than on video than it is in person. It's a bit more of a darker colour, but as you can see, nice shiny. So, rubber bumper again around here. Original wheels, although they have, oh, there we go, there's a deep gouge in it, but oh well. So, you have your cooling vents. Now, what I'll do is turn around to the back. We'll have your handle release, your lower cord hook, which is thankfully intact. So if I just tip this machine over, and I'll show the rating sticker and the brush roll too. Just bear with me, my flex is falling off. Oh dear. So, I don't know if I said earlier, but he did say he replaced the brush roll, which to my surprise is actually a genuine brush roll. So, your activator. Now the bolt is a little bit stretched on this because I've not changed it since May time, but very hardly use this machine. So, So you have your beta pads to beat out embedded grit, and your fairly stiff bristles. Well, they're actually kind of soft on this one, but your edge cleaning bristles. So there's not really much else to say. Just have its sticker on its sole plate if you want to read that. So that's about all to say underneath. Now, if I just tip it over like this, being careful of the cord hook. Don't know how well I can get the camera down in here. So as you can see, Hoover, model number U1100. Is that focus? Oh, I'll read it out anyway. W insulated, U1100, and then that's your serial number. So to date it on this style, well, it's the same with any other really. Well, kind of, you know what I mean if you've seen it before. 502, meaning 1985 of February. Now with this type of, well, to date it, like I say, you see those, you cross out the model number, so 502. Decade is 80s, so like I said, 1985 of February. 400 watts. I'm going to have to move this because I can't see myself. Made in UK by Hoover Place. 240 volts and 50 hertz. Beeb approved. And that's about all there's to say. So here's your bellows. Nothing else much to say. Your 6.5 meter cord, I think it is. So your 360 degree swiveling cord hook. So it can be turned either way like this. So your on-off switch. Nice beige cable. So oh, well, the plug's stuck under here. Let's just move it. There we go. So like I say, the lower cord hook. Now, one thing I'm not really too keen on is personally, this is a genuine bag by the way, is I find these H4 bags, like it says to use in them, seems to just be a little bit squashed, like the seem too skinny and too long. So, like about an inch long, so you have to cram it in like that. Oh, so that's where I put my air freshener. Because I had one and I forgot where I put it, so, oh well. Regardless. So I've been tempted to try an H18 bag in this, but as you can see, so genuine non-reusable bag with your fill tube in there. So as you can see, there's only a very small bit of grit in there. So bear with me, please, while I try and squash this bag back in. I'm going to use my right hand for this. So as you can see, like I say, you just have to squash it in a bit, and I don't really like that, but oh well. So while I remember, and while you just watch me trying to squash this bag back in, there we go, almost. This isn't the original bag, unfortunately. But one thing with the original bag would have looked like this same kind of pattern. Although in this top corner it would have said Turbopower Junior, or it said Hoover Turbopower Junior up in this corner. But one thing with the original bags is Hoover didn't make the zips, so apparently the zips broke fairly easily. So instead of just replacing the whole zip, they'll just replace the whole bag. So you have your spring, so as the bag inflates it pulls out, you'll see what I mean. One thing I do like with soft bags, I don't know if anybody's found this, is when it's got about the bag's quarter filled, well, just under half rather. Yeah, about quarter M, for God's sake. It's late, alright? One thing when the bag is slightly full, like I say, about quarter full, I find that these inflate nice and like firmer. So I do like that with soft bags. I think that's all to say. Oh yes, with the handle. When these were first released, they had a slightly skinnier handle, but Hoover soon had to replace that as the handle just wasn't up to the job and would snap. So obviously this is the beefier style handle. Like I said, the original would have been skinnier and would have said Hoover in gold lettering here. There is some scuffs on the handle there, but oh well. So I've got some sugar, which I'll put down. And before I forget, I might as well show the tools. And don't worry, I'll demonstrate the tools on the machine too. I got these a while back, and unfortunately, the box is rather damaged, but because the seller, I thought they were going to put it inside of another box, but nope, they just sent it through Parcel Force like this. Taping it up, but oh well, it's just a box at the end of the day. So, I'll show you the other sides. It says Turbopower. Same again. So, here's your toolkit. We have your pan converter, which I really cannot speak. So what you do is you get your machine with the hose attached onto it, obviously. Tip it back, and what you do is you get the pan converter like that and press it on. So that's how you use your tools. So as you can see, the hose can be removed. I just removed it because it's easier and I hardly ever use these. So this is the earlier styled dusting brush, very long bristles. It's kind of hard to describe the later ones if you haven't really seen it. Nice Hoover logo there. But I'll try and explain best I can. It's, if you've ever seen like the dusting brush on like the Turbopower Total Systems, that's like the kind of triangular shape, kind of. It's a bit like that, so very nice long bristles. I don't think these have been used much, so which is very nice. We have your upholstery tool, so not a lot to say. So they have these kind of pip locking systems. I'll show you that in a minute. You have your extension wand, crevice tool, and your hose. So it is kind of heavy, but it's not that heavy. Nice stretchy hose. So what you do with this is you locate the holes with these pips on here and push this down, which is kind of hard with one hand. Oh, come on. I'll have to do that with two hands in a minute. Almost. There we go. So it fits on like that. Obviously far easier when you've got two hands. We have your handle grip. It's a little bit chunky for my liking, but oh well. With your suction release. So I just leave it on full. So just to reduce the suction, obviously. So now I'll show the pip fitting. Just grab the upholstery tool. So this is in the locked position. So what you do is you turn it up. There we go. That's in the open now. And what you do is you insert your tool, whatever, dusting brush, upholstery tool, whatever, like this, and then you turn the lock to the left. So now that's locked in. So pretty good idea, to be honest, in my opinion. So I'll just put the box and everything aside. So I'll just put it behind me. I've got some sugar to demonstrate the machine itself and the tools. I didn't realise I was going to witter on for 15 minutes now, but yeah, so I'll get the machine plugged in too in a minute. It usually helps. So yeah, there isn't a great deal to say about it anymore. Should be enough. I will put a bit of sugar on here to demonstrate the upholstery tool. Sawdust probably would have been better, but I know. I'll also put, how should I demonstrate the dusting brush? I'll just move some of this stuff out of the way here. I'll just put a very small bit of sugar on here. Like this. And I'll do what I did yesterday. If anybody watched my Zebra review, and use the Argos catalogue to demonstrate the crevice tool. So, shall I go get this machine plugged in now? I'm not going to bother cutting or editing any of this out. So, yeah. Just get this knot out. So then, I will demonstrate the machine now. Oh, great, there's a knot in the fucking cord. Please bear with me while I do this. Bloody hell. Oh, you know what? Screw it. So, one problem I have with this is because it's a little bit short for me, I always have to end up holding it at the tip there. Yes, haha, that sounded a bit wrong. So, now we will demonstrate. So I'll attach the tools. I'll attach the extension one too. I'll demonstrate the dusting brush as well. And I probably could edit this lot out, but oh well. You can see how it's done. I shouldn't have really done that, should I, for the dusting brush? Oh, Emma, you fucking idiot. Oh well. I should really do a separate video, shouldn't I, for the tools, but I'm trying. I know this isn't how you're supposed to attach them, but I've only got one hand and I'm running out of time, so. You do it your way, I do it my way. There we go, it's attached anyway. So, I'll demonstrate the dusting brush in a minute. It's just I would rather do it like so and then attach the dusting brush later. Put that up there. I'll demonstrate the tools now. That sounded a little bit rough, didn't it? Oh well, she's an old lass, what do you expect? So, that is my 1985 Hoover Turbopower 1. Thank you for watching, and some more videos will come as usual.